This is another quick video. Yeah, this is gonna be another quick automatic writing. Automatic writing. This is something that happened to me when I was staying at my previous residence. When I was up in Atlanta, Decatur. This happened to me. This automatic writing. Um, Automatic writing, also called psychography, is claimed psychic ability allowing a person to produce written words without consciously writing. Um, Scientists and skeptics consider automatic writing to be the result of ideal motor effect, and even proponents of automatic writing admit it has been the source of innumerable cases of self-delusion. Automatic writing is not the same thing as free writing. Okay, what is free writing? Free writing has traditionally been seen as a pre-writing technique in academic environments in which a person writes consciously for a set period of time without worrying about rhetorical concerns or conventions and mechanics, sometimes working from a specific prompt provide. That's not what happened to me. Um, Early history, spirit writing, later called Fujai, had long tradition in China where messages from various deities and spirits were received by mediums since the Song Dynasty. In the 19th century, messages received through writing, spirit writing, led to the foundation of several Chinese salvationist religions. Interesting. That is very interesting. Foundations of several Chinese salvationist religions. Hmm. The spread of Chinese culture techniques such as printing and painting and introduced the influence of spirit writing, practiced by Japanese monks who were said to communicate with the ancient Taoist sage, credited with creation of the Kung Fu system. So creation is a part of um, all this automatic writing. From the jump, I see creation of things. Foundation of several Chinese religions. Monk was said to communicate with credit for the creation of Kung Fu systems. Systems are being made from this stuff. Let's go on. In the West, an early example of the practice in the 16th century, Enochian language, allegedly dictated to John Dee and Edward Kelly by Enochian angels and integral to the practice of Enochian magic. The language is said to be extremely detailed and complex with its own grammar and rules. Dee also claimed that the Enochian instruction included information regarding the elixir of life and the ruins of the Glaxberry Abbey. One second. Okay, I'm back. So again, creation, Enochian language, John Dee, Edward Kelly, uh, Enochian angels, practice of Enochian magic. So another creation came about. Let's go. Parapsychologist William Fletcher Barrett wrote that automatic messages may take place either by the writer passively holding a pencil on a sheet of paper or by the planchette or by a Ouija board, Ouija board, whatever. In spiritualism, spirits are claimed to take control of the hand of the medium to write messages, letters, and even entire books. That is very interesting. Again, creation. Um, Automatic writing can happen in a trance waking state. Hmm? Some physical researchers, such as Thomas J. Hudson, have claimed no spirits are involved in automatic writing and subconscious mind is the explanation. Now, I'm going to tell you about what happened to me. What happened to me was, this is when I was entertaining the Hebrew Israelite foolishness, um, and then um, something happened to where even while I was doing that, I was practicing stuff like semen retention, things of this nature, and I even did stuff like praying to angels and all types of stuff. Because this is when I had started breaking away from it, because I started realizing the foolishness of it. And then I started praying to angels or deities or whatever, and different things happened, uh, inventions, writing down different stuff, you know. I just kept a whole book. I still got stuff right now. I don't even um look into, and well, I still got it, but it's just stuff that just popped up out of my mind. What I'm saying is the way it happened was I could be sitting in one place at this time, just sitting at one place, and my mind could be completely blank, and all of a sudden stuff just start pouring into my head. That's one way that happened. The second way would be when I prayed to something, a specific deity or whatever it is, angel or whatever. And then some more revelation would happen. So it was two different ways it happened to me. Um, yeah, so that's how it happened to me. Um, but it always deal with some type of creation come about. That's what I'm seeing. Okay. Um, Paranormal investigator Harry Price exposed the supposed automatic writing in Broly Rectory as the well scrawling of a housewife attempting to hide an ex- extramarital affair. I don't know about all that. A prominent alleged example of automatic writing is the Brattleboro hoax, which Charles Dickens died in 1870. He left the mystery of Edwin Drood unfinished, according to the itinerant printer T.P. James. This angered Dickens' spirit so much that he channeled the rest of the novel through James's hand. This is supposed to have been on Christmas Eve 1872 and continued in thrice weekly sessions until completion. Okay, more creation. Automatic writing as a spiritual practice was reportedly by Hippolyte Taine in the preface to the third edition of De Intelligentia, published in 1878. Beside the ethereal visions or magnetic auras, Fernando Pessoa claimed to have experienced automatic writing. He said he felt owned by something else, sometimes feeling a sensation in his right arm, he claimed, was lifted into the air without his will. George Hyde Lees, the wife of William Butler Yeats, also claimed she could write automatically. Siri, whatever name, and his followers, the mother Maria, Myra, Alphasia, regularly practice automatic writing. Uh, Still based on creation. Um, Shortly after his 1917 marriage and George Hyde Lee's poet W.B. Yeats came to be heavily influenced by her dwellings into what they referred to as the automatic script. Arthur Conan Doyle, in his book The New Revelation, wrote the automatic writing occurs either by the writer's subconscious or by external spirits operating through the writer. Doyle and his wife led an automatic writing seance with Harry Houdini, where Lady Doyle wrote 15 pages of purported messages from Houdini's mother, although his information was immediately discounted as fraudulent by Houdini. Essay on automatic writing. I ain't gonna get into all this stuff and read all of it, but some others say, but the whole thing is some saying that it's come from within, some say it comes from without. Now this is what I want to get into right here. Surrealism, cause I believe it's connected. What is a Dadaist? Was an art movement, European avant-garde. Okay, what are they talking about? They talking about the Dada movement. Developed in a reaction to World War One. The Dada movement consisted of artists who rejected the logic and reason and aestheticism of modern capitalist society, instead expressing nonsense, irrationality, anti-bourgeois protests in their works. The art of the movement spanned the visually literal, sound media, including collage and sound poetry, cut-up writing, and sculpture. Dadaist art expressed their discontent toward violence, war, nationalism, and maintain political affinities with radical left wing and far right politics. There is no consensus on the origin of the movement's name. The story that the German artist Richard Hossenberg, Piper whatever, but it's okay. Let's go back. Surrealism. The surrealist poet Robert Desnoso claimed he was among the most gifted in automatic writing. Surrealist automatists, most notably Andrea Masson, was a French artist, adapted the methods of art making, artist expression, conscious control of making processes allowing the unconscious mind to have its great sway. Um, what I get from the surrealist stuff, it goes back to that Salvatore Dali and all this stuff. I told you that's like a mind fracturing. It's from my perspective, it's breaking away from the high mind consciousness, and when you're in that distorted state, when you're in that state of in between or whatever, you're not attached to any type of etheric high mind consciousness or whatever it is. That's when they create these ideas or whatever, but it's some type of distorted, what I call distorted illumination. It is a different type of thinking, but it's not really. It's not. I don't see it as being really pure creativity. I think it's a distortion of the mind in a way. Um, just letting all kind of thoughts run wild, whatever pops up in your mind, but it is creativity with no direction. You know what I'm saying? There's no real motive or direction in it, but it just is creativity distorted. But here we go again. One thing about it, I noticed, like I said, it's a central theme that is creation. Period. It's about creating something, whether it's distorted or not, but they're still trying to create something. Um, there's an apocalyptic cult led by a lapsed Scientologist named Dorothy Martin. She and her followers were waiting for the alien ship to take them to the non-existent planet Clarion and save them from a worldwide flood that was to commence at midnight on December 20, 1954. When they did not occur, Martin allegedly got an automatic writing message from God calling the whole thing off. What in the world? 1975. Okay. In 1975, Wendy Hartman, Heart of Maidenhead, claimed she wrote automatically about Nicholas Moore, a sea captain who died in 1642. Also, in 1975, the CIA attempted to employ remote viewing through the Stargate project. In the spring of 1989, Angela Della Fiora, a member of the Stargate project remote viewing unit, claimed to be guided by spirits moving her hand and in writing response about the location of a fugitive DEA agent named Charlie Jordan. In reviewing the matter, Joe Nichols states that the Charlie Jordan case, touted as one of the most successful examples in the U.S. government psychic spying project, is not convincing evidence of anything save perhaps folly. Also illustrates the limitations of antecedent evidence, conflicting versions, selective reporting, and lack of documentation, together with additional manifestations of faulty memory, bias, and other human faculties. Uh, yeah, scientific skepticism. Uh, what I'm reporting on this is because they say that they don't really know if it's coming from within you or outside of you. But the one central theme is there's some type of creation going on. There's some type of someone's trying to create something. If they creating groups, they're creating books, whatever it is, they're making something. So it's about creativity and consciousness and that type of stuff. Like I said, I believe it's like a distorted breaking away from the high mind collective, some type of stuff like that. But then I started looking into stuff. Now I remember, but see, like when I look into this right here, and it says that this guy right here, Woody Norris, and he says Woody Norris, they can download or beam packages of data, you know, to the mind and make sounds in the mind and doing all this. I mean, to the ear and all this, and then I started thinking about, you know, when I was getting all my downloads and stuff like that, and what it was, and if you can't tell if it's coming from within you or without of you, like I said, the way mine happened was by me um actively asking for help. That's one way, and the second way was just me. There were certain times I could just sit there by myself and stuff just screaming to my head. Now that's what I didn't understand. It's like, how can you just sit there and then information just start pouring into your mind when your mind is like completely blank? You find a way to completely blank your mind, and all of a sudden information just start pouring in it. Now you can look at that from a collective consciousness point of view, right? Or it could be placed there. I'm not saying that it was, but I'm just thinking, you know. But yeah, automatic writing is something that I have experienced, and that's all I wanted to say.